Hi, I'm Matt, and today we're going to look at the CCM QLT hockey gloves. A special thank you to CCM, Modsquad Hockey, and JR for letting me review these and try these out. I'm very happy to, and I'm really excited about these. So, a little bit about these. They're just 15-inch. They're very tight-fitting gloves. You can see all black colorway. They have flex thumb, some interesting palm stuff there. So I'll just go over the details first. I've used them about 5 times. And so these are just my initial impressions for them. This is in no way a full review. This is the initial what I think of them and how they are. I am working with a new camera, so I apologize if there's anything weird going on there. I'm just trying some things out. If you have any comments about that, please let me know below. So anyways, about these gloves. So these gloves are probably the tightest fitting gloves I have ever worn. They're very snug right here. The fingers are like super, like they're not really tight. They're snug, but they're not really tight. And the cuff is pretty big there. It has nice spandex in there. Hopefully you can see that. So there's spandex in there for like a floating cuff, which is really nice. But yes, these are a very tight fitting glove. These fit tighter than the DT ones I had and I reviewed. I've tried on UltraTacs before, and I feel that these fit tighter than that as well. And I really, really like that. These are supposed to be a tighter fitting glove, and the 11Ks and these QLTs are much, much more tight than these ones are. These are pro stock, so that could be why. But I figured I'd mention it. Anyways, so just look at the makeup of this glove. Have normal nylon here, and you have, it seems like a CCM, just type of nylon. I like this much better than the covert mesh seen on my DT ones. I think this just looks like a nicer material. It doesn't look as strange while also kind of giving it some details. It is all black, obviously, but with this, it just gives a little bit of extra character and design to it, as well as the lines down there, which I kind of like. The palm is very interesting in the sense that this is the softest and most comfortable palm I have ever worn. It's, I think, a Nash, and it feels wonderful in your hands. It's super smooth, super soft. There's no like rough parts at all. I mentioned before when I put the Warrior on for the first time, you would feel these, and like when you put it on, the palm just felt bad, basically. It felt hard. It felt kind of cardboardy. This feels wonderful, and I give them huge props for that. There are wear patches. Let me see if I can zoom in. As you can see, that's just, I'm not sure what material this is, but it's definitely different than the material right here, because as you can see, it's kind of textured. Hopefully that shows up. There we go. So this is kind of textured wear material, and it's pretty nice. It's for, CCM says it's for added wear. I had some questions about the seam right here to see if it would get stuck up on my grip sticks, specifically my Warriors, which have it's like a little piece of like silicone almost along the stick for grip, and I had no issues with that whatsoever. One interesting thing about this glove is this palm right here. It kind of goes farther than most others. As you can see, how normally they would just kind of cut off there, and this keeps going up. Now I'm not exactly sure what this is for. I looked in I looked into their basically brochure for this, and I couldn't see exactly what they talked about. But as you can see, it helps for bending because that never gets in the way. The other nice thing is the way this is, you can never actually feel, you can see in there, you can never actually feel the seam in here, just the way that palm is made up. So they do a really, really good job in that there. It also, as you can see, leads the palm to being very open, or this undercuff to be very open. Let's put on another glove for comparison. So as you can see how this one stretches out like that, and this one moves, but as you can see how that stretches out, it's really nice design. So good job on CCM on that, because this is still protective, and it also moves really well with your hand. Which, as you can see, that mobility on this is really good. I do like the higher cuffs. Now, for me, I really wish it was the mobile cuff or like flex cuff like this. I think that's a great design, and I wish it never went away, but this is pretty good as well. So I mentioned the nylon before, so hopefully I can get this As you can see, very nice stretch. So it does give it a lot of mobility here. As you can see, the hand doesn't actually restrict. That's as far as my hand will go by itself. Then you can push it more, and the cuff actually does a really nice job of going over these plate shields. And you can see it just moves right over and bends with your hand. The mobility of this glove is amazing out of the box. It's probably the most broken in glove I've ever had stock. The fingers all move great, triple segmented on the index and double everywhere else, which is something I do like. I had issues with this before where these two were triple segmented, and just the way my fingers curl it or close, it would leave some gaps in protection because the pieces were too small. I have no issues with that here. So yeah, as you can see, the fingers move amazingly. It feels like it's broken in the moment I got them. The one really interesting thing about this glove and good is the way it bends this way, so across your hand. You can kind of see it a bit there, how these parts bend inwards and that part bends down when you close your pinky and thumb together. A better look of it is when you go like kind of like this. You can see how much this glove actually bends with your hand. Reebok CCM did it pretty good with this glove too. As you can see, it does that with the 11Ks, and it moves in like that. It's just a nice feature, and it really makes the glove kind of conform to your hand better. And I do like a lot how they did that. It's something you can't really get in a 4-roll, but it does a great job there. One thing CCM did really good is the protective in this glove. The side piece right here, so the outer finger pieces, is really well done with thick foam and a piece of plastic over top of it. So you get hit here and you're in pretty good shape. I'll show you with my mini stick test in a moment. So the only thing I kind of wish they added was, I wish there was, hopefully you can see in here, I wish there was some like a piece of foam right here, because this part is the piece that's right against the cuff, which is good that it has plastics in it and it's really solid, but you can kind of feel that when you hit on here, you can feel the impact disperse onto your hand instead of a piece of foam. So if this piece went down a little more, or if it had a little piece of, my goal would be D3O there would be great, but I understand why it's not there. They're trying to go for a lightweight glove, and that kind of defeats that purpose, but it's just one thing I would have kind of liked to see. So I'm going to do the impact test now just to show what I think of it and how it feels, and we'll go from there. So here we go with the mini stick finger test. Sorry, it's kind of awkward because I have lights right here, right to my right and left, and so I can't really swing a lot. So here we go. Just to actually hit hard. So just to tell you how good these fingers are, I felt nothing on those on the individual hits. The only time I'd start feeling things is the repeated abuse. And that happens on gloves where once you start hitting the same spot, your hands kind of start taking it, like taking the impacts underneath. But on a single shot, I couldn't feel one single thing. And that's really high praise for these. Again, absolutely nothing there. Really good job, CCM, on this part of the glove. It's great. So now we're good to go on the inner thumb. So I can kind of feel an impact here. It doesn't hurt, but I can definitely tell I'm hit. Now, obviously you can tell you're hit everywhere, but you can kind of feel it just more than anywhere else. It's not sore or anything like that. It's still pretty good. So now we're gonna try this piece right here, which is hard to do just because where it's located, but here we go. Okay, so this piece right here, I am feeling a bit of pain right here. I know it's a hard spot for protection. I think Warrior does it a pretty good way with a really thick foam that comes up here. And I think this is pretty adequate, and that's me really just getting this piece alone. If you get any of that part of the finger, you're fine. But I'm just trying to like just show everything in that, so that part kind of hurt right there. It's not bad. I wouldn't give it bad points for that at all. It's still protecting, you can just feel it. So now we're gonna go more on the thumb. Absolutely nothing, and the flex thumb. So you can't really feel anything. The only reason I could start to feel things is just because I hit it over and over again. But yeah, it's pretty good there. Let's see, scuff. So everything's good there. Good thumb protection, great backhand, amazing fingers. Now we're gonna go to the cuff. So right here you can feel, like I mentioned before, how I wish it had some D3O. You can definitely feel that impact going into your hand. And that is because of this stretched nylon right there is the only thing behind this cuff in your hand. So you can definitely feel that. I wish this is fine and thick and good with plastic. That part is fine. I wish there was another layer underneath. That'd be nice. This part is, because it's kind of further away from your hand when you're wearing it. Hopefully you can see that. You don't feel as much unless it like really hits a spot. Around here it was a little more, but the rest of it was pretty good. The rest of it was okay, but I wish there was more padding behind this. That piece right there, let's try to hit that. So obviously this one's gonna hurt just because it's a piece of foam, but it does a pretty good job. It's just that extra protection. Usually you'll have your elbow pads will come up here, hopefully, or will come pretty close to this, so they'll start taking the brunt of the force as well. We have some underpad stuff here, which again will hurt, but it's the best you can do while staying mobile, so I'm okay with that. So now we're gonna go over to the awesome side finger protection. And this is a very important part because even though it's a big plastic and foam piece, it doesn't get in the way for mobility at all. So the way they did this was really smart. Just sewn up here and on the bottom. It's sewn back here too, but it doesn't hinder movement at all. So good job on CCM for that. So I'm gonna try to do like that. Because usually the toe of the stick would ramp up on this. All right, so the only times that really hurts is when you miss and you get right here. Even getting right here, you're kind of okay, just the way the glove's constructed. That doesn't really put all the force onto your hand. So the only time I could really feel anything is when I miss and hit my palm. All right here and right here do a great job of protecting you in that sense. The issue I had with gloves in the past, specifically my Warrior DT1s, is that because this was so tiny and with foam, even when you got hit here, it hurt. But all the time you missed, on this side of the glove, it would hit your palm and it would really hurt. So this glove does a really good job of kind of minimizing that, which is a really great design in my opinion. So for protection, the only thing I wish was better was this part right here. I wish there was another layer of foams or D3O underneath to disperse the impact of the plastic. And again, because it's a mobile cuff, if you can see it, because it's a mobile cuff, with just nylon with the spandex right there, it kind of doesn't do quite enough, but it's okay for that. These gloves will definitely protect you enough. They're top of the line gloves, they're great. So that's for that. So basically my summary of these are, they're quickly becoming my favorite glove I own. I keep wanting to go out and use them again and again and again. The plate shield's really nice, how it bends and super protective. The glove fits well. It's snug in your hand. Just to say how tight fitting this glove is, when I take them off after playing with my hand being wet, this part always slides out. So I have to keep putting it in every time. It's just because when I'm playing, my hand's wet and the glove gets wet a bit. So it comes out with my hand. And it's not a big issue at all. I'm just saying how tight that is. So the summary so far is one of the best fitting tight anatomical gloves I've ever worn. Extremely comfortable, extremely mobile out of the box. Very, very protective. I think it looks pretty good. Isn't a huge deal for me, but looks pretty good. I do feel like it feels like a very high-end glove. So unlike the Warriors, which didn't feel like they were a $200 glove, these do. You can't feel any seams anywhere when you put this on. Your hand feels really great in it. I mentioned about this palm design here, and it just feels top of the line. It feels really good. Just everything about it is awesome. I look forward to keep doing this review, but there is basically the impact test and my quick glances. So thank you for watching. Again, thank you CCM, JR, and Mod Squad. Hope you guys liked this video. If you have any comments or suggestions, leave them below. And please check out my other videos for reviews and just gameplay footage. Thank you and take it easy.